the fill valve has gone bad, and I have a quick way to repair it. Hopefully this is helpful. There's going to be a section in the video where I'll talk about making sure this here is the new one is right in line with the old one, because if you turn it, although you can adjust this by turning it, that'll adjust the height to make it lower or higher, as well as with the stem here for the arm here. You can turn that to make adjustments you can turn that to make adjustments on the height of your float. Water keeps flowing into the bowl after you flush it. It could be many reasons, but in my case it happens to be the fill valve. I found a very simple way to replace it. If you don't have the time to go in there and undo everything, if you don't want to spend that money on a plumber and you're pretty handy at DIY, maybe this would be useful. Even if you're not, maybe this will help you out. And let's get right to it. Now keep in mind, the parts I replace, I kept mine, and if I need them at a later time, then I'll use them. Hopefully the valve won't go bad as the parts do, and I'm swapping out in and out new and old parts. But like I say, if this is going to help you, it's going to be a quick fix. If you don't have the personal time to put into it, and you're not going to pay the money for the plumber, but you really need it done, maybe this will work for you. This is just my method, something I use, and I just wanted to share it. Now I'm going to flush the toilet. And there's no need to watch it fill. It will fill on its own. So we'll just take the cover off. And let this fill up. Okay. It's full to the point the water is starting to run over. You see the float is all the way extended. It's all the way up, and it's still running. Okay, real quick, I did that just to show you what I was talking about, how the water keeps flowing into the bowl. The first thing you want to do before you even get started is to turn your water inlet valve off to your toilet, or you will. So right back here is, on most toilets, you have a valve that you can turn it off. Okay, now the fun part. You would normally have to drain all of this, get your tools, go under here, get your tools, unloosen that, pull this out, and the whole nine. What I'm going to show you is a method I tried, because I just replaced the model one, MO9318. The one in the other bathroom is MO5214, I believe. So already I'm dealing with two different models. This is the model I'm coming across in the store, 400A. Alright, so once you get your toilet fill valve, okay, once you have it unpackaged, what you want to do is you have two little flaps there. Pop them up, and your cap will pop off. Now, the main thing you want to also take this little piece and pull it off. Okay, now the main thing you want to pay attention to is this part here, this whole little top assembly. You want to make sure that you do the same thing with this one. pop those two little pieces there. As you see, just one did it on that, but be careful when you're doing it. Once you have your cap off, just take this extension piece off, just like on the new one. You're going to want to twist. Right there, it's got little nipples. Maybe I can show you on this one a little better. Right? See that little nipple right there? You're going to have those little nipples on both sides. There and there. And this here, see how it will twist. Now what you're going to have to do is lift it up over those little nipples and twist it off. As such. Now, you're going to do that to the old one as well. This is all you need. What I'm believing is happening is this rubber seal, it goes bad. And for some reason, it doesn't seat the way it should, and it let air pressure, water pressure, or something seep through. And that's what, without that pressure, it's not giving enough pressure to raise the arm up and stop it from running. So we're going to move to the old one, and we're going to work it out. Sit this to the side while I pop these up. And twist it off. Now look at these different models. Same piece. The exact same piece, same markings. Okay, now take your new piece, put it in place, fit right down. You're going to want to make sure when you put this in place, you're putting it back in at the same angle that the old one was in. But if not, you don't worry about it too much. That's an easy fix. So just put it down in there and turn. And it latches, it'll lock back over the little nipples to hold it in place. You come back and connect this here arm. Okay, so now that's in place. Your float is still moving freely. You want to make sure it's not bind up, that it's moving freely. Just for GP, I'm going to leave this off for now. But when you go ahead and go back with it, go ahead and put it on. For GP, just with me showing you, I'm going to leave it off. I'm going to put water back in the line, I'm going to turn the valve back on, and flush. Now the first time I put this on, you can see about the pressure. It gave a little and spit out a little water once it reached pressure. I don't know if it's going to do this now this time around, but that's the pressure somehow that builds up in the line with the water and the air, and that's what triggers it to stop running. There you have it. Okay, now in some cases where your toilet might just start running for a little while and then it shuts off, it runs for a little while, that could be your flapper has gone bad. You could change it. At the same time, it could be this going bad, and see if once the water, if the flapper is going bad, it will cause water to seep out and it will cause it to run. If your seal is not tight here, it doesn't hold the pressure, and what happens, water still seeps out. And see, I'm gonna push this down a little, and see, that's what happens. And then when the pressure builds up, it'll stop. If it never builds up, it just stays at a point like that, and it just continues to run. Now we have this whole new kit that we can use if needed. But if you want to replace the whole thing, hey, that's up to you. I'm just showing you a quick, easy solution for a runny toilet. Now, if it comes to this and you say, you know, that's a whole lot of good stuff going to waste, which it is, and you have any other problems, say it's your float. Sometimes your float goes bad and you want to exchange it. Now, without having to undo this whole thing, you can just come in here with this part, slides down, and with that, this whole piece comes off. You may, if you go this route, you may want to replace that rubber seal and onto the old one. You may want to, if you go this route, if it happens to be your float, you might just want to replace that rubber seal, because this is going to stay, this part stay in the tank, this will come up. And then when you go back together, make sure you put this here back on and slide it right on back down too, and make sure that you slide it up now, and then make sure you slide it back into place. Now keep in mind, it could be difficult because you're working in the tank, but make sure this here matches your set. Once everything is back together, just pop that back on, and there you have it.